Here's video number 3. This is day 4. I didn't do one yesterday, but I did practice a little bit yesterday. So let's dive right in. A couple different things I want to talk about today. One, I've established what I'd call a goal, a tempo goal. When listening to most performances of this, Martha Argerich or Horowitz or other pianists, it's usually between like 105 beats per minute to 120 beats per minute. So it's something like here's 110. That sounds about right. So if we're trying to work up to a tempo, it's good to know what your ultimate goal is so you can kind of benchmark. And that would be something like this. All the rest of the stuff. Clearly I'm not there yet, but I can back off of that from a starting point. And what I'm going to do when I back off of it, let me go to 70. Let's see if I can do 80. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm at 80 beats per minute right now. The closer you get to your ultimate tempo, so my hands are really big here, the harder it gets. Just like when you're learning anything, an instrument or any kind of skill, you've got that zone where you can improve pretty quickly. And then after that, it takes a little bit more time or just as much effort to get half as much benefit, or double the effort to get the same benefit. So getting faster, getting more musical is something that's going to take a lot of time. And I want to do a little bit more of those extra drills that I was talking about. So one technique would be to think of this in triplet form, right? Da, 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 da. It's written as if I'm playing 16th notes. Da, 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 da. But you can really trick your brain and make those connections by changing it up. So da, 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 da. And this is really hard to do because it changes the melody sometimes. And it's hard to do. Let me try it again. Triplet, 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 triplet. I keep messing that part up. That's the one part I kept messing up. So you get the idea. Keep practicing that slow, mess around with it. Something else that I want to really outline is now's about the time where you want to make it not so robotic. Right now it's just da 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 da. But there's not really any musical phrasing. So I mentioned this in the first video, I think, but you want to start looking for some melodies within here. Here's an interesting one. You can do this with all kinds of romantic era music. Ooh, that's really big. There we go. Like this note. Give me a small pen. There we go. That's a little more elegant. So let's look at that E. And that right there. Okay. That sounds pretty good. Nice flow from an E natural to an F natural. And then there's another one. Da, 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 da. How about this? Same beats. The G to the A. So. this one's a little more obvious in your face. Dum, da, 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 da. So when we're playing all these notes, you really want to hear these mini melodies. So you can do that in a few different ways, by playing a little quieter on the other notes, or you can play a little more staccato on the other notes, and then on the ones that I've circled or featured, you play a little more legato. Now that was really dramatic and overly, not super musical, but you can get the idea. I really want you to hear those. So that's something else I'm going to practice a little bit. And then let's go to the next part. I think I've got what I need to do to practice that. Now it's time to start learning the next section. You can get stuck too much trying to focus on one section and then not advancing. You can get bored, you can get into a rut. So it's important to move on as well. And let's just sight read this to see how far I can get. Ooh, this is a cool part. Here's another one where you can really hear that da, 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 that line. That's what you want to hear. Oh, then this is really cool too. Very Rachmaninoff sounding. All right, I think that's it for today. But a couple things that we covered. Setting a tempo. What I'm going to shoot for here is 110, and it's going to get harder and harder every time I go up, even 5 beats per minute or eventually 2 beats per minute. Still practicing with triplets. You can do 5 notes per beat, which is really hard. You can do 6 notes per beat. You can do 7 notes per beat, which is really hard just because it doesn't mathematically fit very well. So you've got to tweak your ear and your expectations. The third thing is finding these little secret melodies in here. That's what makes this music. Otherwise, any robot could play this, and it's not going to have that same expression that that's due. And then lastly, don't get totally obsessed with these 2 measures of anything. You've got to differentiate your playing. Work on that a little bit. Try it backwards. Try it upside down. Do different things. Instead of just playing it robotically all the time. And don't forget to move on and have some fun with it. So I'm going to start learning this other part. And, 5th thing, start to memorize it as well. Like, I'm going to give myself a little test right now. Let's see if I can play this without the music. All right, so I pretty much have it down, and it's different when you look at your hands versus looking at the music. I kind of second guess myself sometimes, but the more I can do that, the easier it's going to get to get faster too. And so on. Till next time.